Hello, collective. This is part three. I think one video was 15, the other one's 37 something. This one here is the finishing of it. This particular about the grounding. It's grounding, but it is about grown folks versus the young folks, which should be the Fockers, the film 2004. Uh, it's just sometimes you remember things, and all of a sudden, I thought about grown folks and versus young folks, and what was on my mind was the Fockers, and it was about how it was the son-in-law. It was funny. It's funny. It's about two families, right? And they always had issues on each one. It's like they'll say one thing in front of you behind the doors and being hidden. They talking about you. But anyway, it's about a son-in-law, right? Now, I think I've already started some other things about the siblings, like it's like I would say the siblings, cousins, right, family, right, in the family, because you have your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, uh, sisters, brothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, and grands, or godmothers and fathers. So just to be honest, it is what family is about. And I think I started about the third house and how the third house and how it is a family. It is a family house in. It's a tent. It's a family floor plan. It is about a house and how a family in one family from another, and trying to bind that they so used to doing things and trying to blend things to make a clean slate or make it a positive factor instead of being a negative. And so it's like family anyway. It's like normal, right? It's normal, but when you don't get along with, you just don't get along with them. And sometimes when they blend in all ideas and things in there, and family is trying to get along, all right? So let me go ahead and get some more read some more information that about here about the three. I think I thought about the three house and the sixth house. And like I say, sometimes it can be chaos in the blood family. It's mighty. You know what I'm saying? It means chaos, means some blood. Blood means something, could be the bloodline, have some chaos on a certain family, and it's strong. And then sometimes that it causes issues in your bloodline generation of things, what we call the generations of curses on the family, and the other one has certain similar things on both. The difference may have more weight on the other of would that be a curse from different things of what they do in life that cause problems when you're trying to blend with other families, when some people don't have all that type what they call it, a chaos, a bloodline that is basically has been had curses on generational curses, you know. And to me, and when you blending all that together, it's a lot of something, right? Some people still do the same thing and don't change, and some just keep the same. You have a lot of people that will convert narcissistic ways on in family. With sometimes you yourself and other things that you didn't put out in this world, and then sometimes things don't they clash, and that's them siblings and cousins, and it could be your children too. So okay, so now we talked about, let's get some more information about that, the education of the part of his ICYM in case you missed it. So sometimes being in so close to family and you have Like I say, behind the doors, they say one way, do another. So you might you might not understand about it, but it's also letting you know it's really short distance. It's I mean I can touch. We're just close. So that means that this type of some of this what they call it Fockers, grown folks versus young folks. Sometimes it could be your really close in your family. Hmm. And also online communication too. Either they are or what you put on online communication and what other people listen on communication, or you may be shown in front of certain people about your online communication that you do daily, or somebody's doing anything on platform or doing things um, that are business like, that has anything of different platforms or anything business that do with other businesses. Okay. Also, the other information that also it depends on, of emails and domain. The domain was the authority increases, it gets easier for new content to rank, and that has to do with creation, these new ideas and things. And in your family, when you start doing something, and I'm just saying, if it ain't your family, it's your friends or people, the community you're around. Sometimes you got to keep it to yourself. But if they already ahead, when you do one thing, they's like, before you can get finish it, they already done took it. It's a snatcher. It's a thief robbery. And before they can even, you can even put a plan idea on something, they already taken. I never thought that coming from the age of Aquarius, that it was going to be like that. That everybody, before you can do your ideas, they already in front with different devices and things that they make, and make everything so faster now. So it's like they already then got you before you even put your pen on the paper. They already done it whole real quick, and they make it to the point that the other people that are the creation and the creating, then you have the ideas, but they make it so hard for the other people that are the builders, where they can take. It's like, what was the business? What was to me, my understanding, and what was the purpose of to do to create everything that we're thought that free was within, to go ahead and start building everything, that they was gonna take it. Seemed like we got tricked. Some got tricked. Got a joker. Seemed like more people I've noticed when they had their small business. The first thing I seen, they had the people that was in the courthouses, okay, in the court, meaning that they had fines and all kinds of stuff because it was a small business. They started to do something. It seemed like they came, that the justice and the court system came from, for them, for to build anything. Made it hard for a person to knock them down so they can't get back up. So I kind of like, I question everything, because when you start watching people messing with your money in your bank, and the bank is for to protect yourself, and then all of a sudden the protection with the bank is not doing their job, then you looking like, well, can I get my money back? And it's like different things about banks and different things that you don't know, could be that the education that you don't have, or either they already know and how to get you where you're not able to even want to get back up to do it again. That's a lot of stuff with banks, and being that how a person can buy something and come and buy a whole bunch of things, and they can steal it, and then you what you left is a whole bunch of mess. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's dealing with banks. I've worked in the banks, like bank systems, and how they work in banks, and how to receive and what. And when some things are not in the right, and there's been overage, and that's been taken away, it's a lot of things you have to pay, and that goes back to the person that is the entrepreneur have to pay for that. It's a lot of things about business. You have to have a lot of people that help you with a business. It's not as easy that you think. And by the time you get finished, you tired. You don't even want to do anything because you have to have a lot of uh, some help and be able to have an employee to do things that you like. But it's a lot on the other side that it's things you don't understand, and sometimes not the education, it get come back to you, so you have a negative factor. Now, this just giving us some information about business because it seemed like my understanding that it is about the business and new ideas have new energy. New energy has new energy. Some people don't have that new energy. It means that create and start again. But I never thought that the age of Aquarius is like the Robin. It's like the thief and robbery. And the thief and robber was a Robin. He was the one that was stealing the money, stealing money from the riches and bringing to the poor. But I think it's the opposite. Instead of stealing for the money, it's stealing for the people that have energy. That it's a new thing, new. It's straight up. It's like the Matrix, and all you every time you kill one, it's like 5 or 10. They still keep coming. So I don't. It's just a lot of things that this new of age of Aquarius is something else. It's a time of age. A lot of information, a lot of things you don't know, and sometimes what you don't know the education about the energy. I say go learn your energy and what your energy is about. Because baby, if you don't love your energy, they sure gonna love it. If that resonates to somebody, then this is about two families here. Some got more energy and some don't have it, and some of it is about curses of what you put out in this life. And it's been like past, present, and future. What my understanding it is some from past, present, and future. Like we started with past, and past had to do with the chariot, and the chariot had to do with the information that was about forward and what seven was about. Had a whole lot of seven. Seven has to do enlightenment and high. It is what very heightened is more heightening and enlightening. That is a person that is enlightened, and it also it's a chariot. It has the horses in here. It's a black one and it's a white one. It tells you a whole lot of information too about the family. Period and discretion of rated R because it is very rated R. Because rated R is like I say the underground railroad hidden things that is like the past. Past go back to that the information was the emperor, and it has to do with a page immature of emperor, you know, and being that the joy is lighting it up, it's hitting the inner child and have to play as a play date, laugh, be silly, and dance. You know, when you do, like I say, emperor is it's okay. Here we go. You could be a male or you could be a woman, because you know, like I said, these women had their own. You know, they had their own. And so let's be real. Just be open minded. If this resonate or is it the reasons of this 7 and 4? Because 7 and 4 is 11. 11 has to go right back to number 7. Why? It's because it is spiritual. Number 11, 22, 33, and 7 and 4 is 11. So this has to do with the 7, which has to do with the chariot. These are talking about the stars. Stars and add 1 is the time of Aquarius. It's the number for 17 Aquarius. So you'll let you know this is the time of age. You're dealing with the empress and the lion. And the emperor and the empress can be a high priest or the empress, okay? But empress has to do with contracts, wills, and deeds. That's the energy that I'm giving out information about the energy. Instead of the money to fold, it's the energy that folds and what includes with this individual of this woman and this king here in Period. So these two things about this two families of the Fockers, okay? So that's what I'm going to talk about and about the information that I'm reading the cards. These cards here is the Good Tarot. These also is the other one is the seer, the light seers, and the other one is affirmation of things of dreaming of those card decks that I'm talking about. Now we're talking about the world. The world is a 21, and like I say, understand about the green of it. It has a ring around it. It seems like this is protection here. It's protection. So the protection meaning that in the world we have a lot of perception. Perception is about what people say, and they will do that. So as far as the collective, as when you blending your family, is a lot. It's gonna be a lot. People have a lot of things that they have to finish of their karma, cause and effect, cause others on things with other people. So you have to be careful who you connect with these cords. I said when I said I started this when I call it I think yesterday I started. I said okay. The first thing on my mind was 420, and I said okay, let me go find that information. I wrote it down a year ago. So like I said, it has something to do this right here. It's got the cloak and the mentor. And the cloak is like that particular, the cloak is like cloak and dagger. It is some type of the detective, also protection. It also could be a double mission, kind of like Born or Mission Impossible, if that resonates. So that means somebody has some type of detective or born. Born is some type of secrets of a mission, if that makes sense. So that gives out the information, and it's a wheel. And she's downloaded for whatever from the sky. Downloaded. To me, it's like a glow. You should have got the glow, and it could be a male too, even though it's the wheel is a woman. But also, it just gives information. I kind of think I'm a type of person. How I feel about a woman is the everything. When you have a woman, you got everything in the world. You might have some. You might not even have a lot of money, but if you got a gift of a woman, you got everything. And when you have a woman that is with you, ain't nothing. You can always have everything. You don't have everything when you have a woman. And when you don't have that, now you can switch the roles however you would like. But I'm saying when you have a gift that's been blessed and give it to a male, or it could be as a woman has a male that has a gift. However, but my understanding is about that's been passed down from a long time ago. And when you have that, you got the whole world. Ain't nothing else but like a mother that have babies and nothing but do in their whole life is to birth. And if a male is doing that and a woman is doing that, that means ain't nothing but birth. That means it's nothing but birth. Everything they do is birth. But when you have some people in the world on the other side of your family trying to blend things, their mind is always trying to steal from the energy that cause problems or cause an effect. And unless your whole family fall down, gotta be careful about your who you blend with people when you get married, or if you get to not even get married, to even just having conversation with people that that have had a lot of cause and effect in their family, because sometimes it has to be clean and mean the slate of a family. Now, I think I talked about the neo and negotiable of the goal of 76 of Capricorn overcome obstacles, and also it's a contain of a natal chart. It's knock at the door. It's transform of spirits without a door. I think I was talking about that, about the Capricorn, and how the Capricorn is also is with the Capricorn, Taurus, and the Virgo. That's got to do with grounding, because that's what this is all about. The Capricorn is about business, how to build and wealth, be seen outside and to be an emperor. Also, it is a Capricorn. It's business. Also, it's green. You know. Also, so when you're dealing with that, you're dealing with the Saturn. Saturn also has Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But also, as the sun is absorbed. And so, if you're paying attention, this particular the world is about the light, and that's the sun. The sun is absorbed. Excuse. As the sun is absorbing. So, but when my stomach is turning, it's because I'm doing it's something around, or it's trying to tell me something about the information. But the stomach is gonna tell you about your whole environment. It tells you everything about your sacral. It's gonna tell you everything. So anyway, we're talking about the professional of the ego of the Saturn. Okay, and they are ego. Ego is a strong head and also ego. It kind of it's the pride pack. It's the creation. When you are know thyself, sometimes people would think you pride and you have ego problems. But mostly of the of fire, they are the fire desire. They appearance is what they look to on other people. Also, it is they're attractive. They're very attractive, and to that is a lot of mess with that. And it's just attractive. It's just a glow, and they're attracted to other people. So like I say, sun represented where ego lies. Ego has to do with lies too. So if that resonated, these two families and the son-in-law, because on the son-in-law, this is what it is. It says mismatch. It's woefully. That's a woe. That's like whoa, 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 and that's a mismatch of a soon-to-be in-law that you're gonna be coming together, or you're gonna try to make it work. But understand, gotta be careful with them cords. And it says no bringing their families together. This is all as a disaster. That's like destroy. It's like a diss going against each other. It's like an ashtray. Ain't nothing but ashtray. It's funny. It's funny, but also it is can be or not a time to get to know you. So you might not need to want to know it, or however that is for whatever son-in-law. So I don't know who this for, but it's somebody, it's a collective. I pulled it out. It is. It's like there it is. Sometimes you just have to slow your roll. So some things it's not fit. Fit. So I guess why I went back a year to go back to what was on my mind, and to go back to 420, but also 420 has to do with number 7. Also has to do with a shaman and a hawk, and I say he and a heka. We call it heyaka, if that resonate. So it's a shaman. Let's see anything in this in here. There's a lot of things that was on here. It was about that. It was about the toxic. It's toxicity, and it is the Joker. It's a cancel themselves. They came for protection unless they are in the house. It's a man and a woman, and behind him. 359. Okay, I'm giving you some of these codes here. So manifesting, if that's some, it's focus of your mental, emotional, and physical and spiritual well-being, so that you can better handle the changes that are coming your way. I say 369, awaken enlightenment. It's known as 7 coming your way. It's principles of creations. I always say the Most High. I always talk about the Most High. The reason why I say that, because there's a lot of gods here, and there's a lot of lords here. There's a lot of people that are business. So when you remove of things, and that the Most High as you can't see is hiding, that means it's got to do with the people that's on this earth. So when you give the highest, and be that of a creator, that spoke out. And it's just the spiritual part of it is a number 7 anyway. And you have to speak what it is. It is a beautiful thing. But everybody can't understand that. That's their job. My job is to make sure that it is a collective and for everybody is welcome. Now that's what I'm here for. Living word, and that's be able to be peace and be happy about what I say, and to give other people that may not understand it, but it's like I'm not forcing nobody. Is to be free within your soul. That means your spirit and soul. And the only thing I'm just giving out the collective of what I said about this son-in-law and these two families. It seems like y'all not. It's not. It's like not having a blending of it's like a family that is a big family, but it's somebody or in the cousins and the siblings family and the family that their children have a problem trying to bring something, and the issues is with that. Okay, anything else I see is I have something about the spiritual power transformation. How we it says you why are you scared of umbrella? So that can be somebody. Maybe somebody is scared about the umbrella, and that's some uh, slang right there. Then I think I started with slang and slang. It's swag and slang. That's what it is. That's swag. So if you know what umbrella means, if that resonates, it's about the dragonfly. You know. So folks from the past is an image. It's good enough, or divine got it. So it's like look at me now. It's like look at me now. It's like the past. Past has come right back. I'm telling you, you got past, future, it got past, present, and future, and future's behind. But so when you think about past, sometimes it's to come back to to remember about your past, and that's part of a cause and effect. So that's to reveal of past. And when you figure in some of the things that you're revealing, some of them ain't too good. And most past got to do with something dead. Understand that. That means dead and a beginning. And now I always talk about a death. Death is always the beginning. You're gonna see a lot of things in a death. In a death. You're gonna be woke up, shook up, or awoke, or I say move and love from a distance. That's what I said. It tells you everything, and it's like that's like the beginning of that. Put a person that is a teenager. You'll be grown by the time you go through that cycle. You're gonna know a lot of little things about how happen when a death comes. I'm telling you, it's a hidden thing. It is dark, but for you to understand about how to deal with that type of energy, you're either gonna be a better person, or you're gonna be depressed, or you can come out of it. See, like anybody have the power can transform and to make something beautiful. Regardless of if it's a negative factor with these families. But like I say, these families are not doing right. There it is again. So this here is exactly what it's about. How to cut ties. That's the root chakra. And this here means it's a time to cut. These are people from a distance, and this is how the person of things. It's a what it say here? Blocking of chakras. This is what that is. Cut and burn. So it says cleanse your windows, head, your heart, stomach, and cut. It's time to cut. So your journal, and like I say, from 420 of a year, that's gonna tell you a lot of information, and I don't think I put that out anyway. So I just started doing this. So there's a lot of little information on here. So, and it's about the Hierophant. And number 5 is a teacher. One is a priestess. And I think this card is coming in here. Matter of fact, and then and it's about to persuade. It's time to cut cords and you're not wearing those rose colored glasses anymore, hanging on release. And X is the X in a state of the commerce of booty. Exchange X. And, and it's like thin line between love and hate. 322. So you gotta go. So that's 416, 420. So they tell you about that goat, Capricorn, and it tells you about that emperor and the chariot. 'Cause that's what that's about. And it has a lot to do with the Phoenix rising, which would be 12 Sagittarius. To be honest, we're going into that. And it goes you right into Aquarius, a time of age. It tells you about the bull and the earth and Virgo, curious. It's about the wealth. It's a lot of magic. So they tell you a lot of magic is energy and how you create. Because this is what it is. Magic is creation. Understand that. Some people always take it out of another way because you've been told a certain kind of way. You've been doctored. You've been put in a position that not to do this and not. Especially, the first things I learned when I was young, certain things you weren't supposed to say. You're not supposed to tell a person a fool and another person was surly. And those are the two mean things you were never supposed to say about. But then you figure it out. The fool has to do with a journey, and that is a person that they have their own of their enlightened and awakened and transformed of who they are, and they're able to be free and independence. It was a fool journey. That was an end of person that were not all twined and corded with another person. So it says about the persona, it's the embody, it's the identity that you project to others of personal. It's a virtually everyone is different and in private. It's public in some extent. We all wear a social mask. It's like the zero. What do you call it? It's Zorro or that's about the mask, about the masquerade of socialize of all aspects and body as a magician. These are the people that are they magicians. They are they cause problems and they socialize and cause aspects to other people to be publicly and be shamed and it is in private. And to me, it is out of the civil rights and independence that you should know that when people are using things and other devices cause problems in another person in their home, they didn't knock at the door. They came in without knocking at the door. That should know that that is something that a person that will come and knock at the door, they basically want to have a conversation. But if they ever come through it without that, then they come through devices. They let you know that they never had nothing good to come for you because they didn't. They had no respect. They came and forced it. Now this got to do with priests, high rank, and transform. And it's about transforming how they did it. It's the ascension and how people can do things and appearing things that you think is real and not, and be confused and cause problems and throw the woman off of the train and put her in a place that she doesn't need the place. Because let me tell you about. I had a year ago. I went on here about this we call it the witch fire trials. And when I went on in here and I realized that I said, oh, these people was burning people a long time ago about different things of gifts that a woman has, that some things are not put in a position as in a male and put a woman in a male place. I kind of think sometimes it was all about the money and how to position it and how to control a woman and how a woman can control a man. And to me, I try to be a balance on it because either one can do both of functions. But to me, my understanding that at a point in time of past of some of these people in the dark times back then, of the past of those medieval times, it was a lot of things going on. From my understanding of reading, it has something to do with the what the people in the earth, what you put out, caused messed up the earth, and it means how everybody was just pulling more of a negative out of their mouth and cause a problem in the whole energy and in the environment, cause everybody acting strange. That makes sense. Now, this here, you come back to now, then you come all the way back. This got to do come back to Memphis, and then come all the way back to what? Egypt, the whole. So that got to do with Atlantean, and they call it Atlantean, and it has started with extraterrestrials. Also, it has to do with the Atlantic and the Pacific around the Earth. So that tells you what goes circle and comes around is a cause and effect. And it has issues. And this is a thing. Every time with a cause and effect, it has to cause and effect has to do with justice number 1174. And cause and effect for this charity and the imp cause problem. You know, this whole right here, these two families, you know what it's gonna do for the whole world. Falling down to the tower, breaking down, be cracked, and fall right back down to the ground. Because these two families is called, they don't know what the purpose is. Their purpose is to bring enlightenment and to be heightened with their creativity, not to be negative. You know, this has caused anybody of different families, and then they be a lot of it is a lot of karma, and that'll miss just for a family, and two of them will cause the whole other families go down. And sometimes we don't look at it. We only look at it as the only thing that in the world is about the money, but you're not understanding about the living part. I think we still not getting it about that. Now, I have a high priest here. A high priest and the strength. See, that's a lioness empress. She's she has half human and half animal. Okay, but you see, is that some lamb? Okay. Now this is breath. This says here, take a few deep breaths and accept that sometimes things just don't make much sense. Soon enough, everyone will come to their senses to see the situation for what it is. Now this energy is in the house. Now, see, I looked at everything, but I did part and I had to come back. But it was a reason for everything. So let's see with the high priest, since we talked about 5, 5 has to do with teacher. And then she got strength. It's a Leo, so she must have Leo in her chart. To me, high priest has to do with Pisces. So she has some type of chariot, which will be a cardinal sign, which will be part of a house of high priest will be as the Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So with that is the water, okay, and the strength. That is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay. So let's get that understanding. That's watery and hot, where it will steam you up. That's a lot of creations and emotional, spiritually. Okay, so that's 11, 22, 33s. That's more with 7s, and it's to do with the star. So let's get with the high priest with on this good tarot. What it says here. It says that justice is wrong one. Okay, I think I already did. Well, let me go on and do that anyway. Karma. Let me go on 7 and 4 is that. So it said the law of cause and effect is a play. Need some glasses. It says the law of cause and effect is in the play now as I see the elements in my life balance out. What goes around comes around. I'm not seeing evidence of this law in the condition of my world. So this letting you know that the cause and effect, this particular is not able to see the word. Listen here, that's the world, and in this right here, this particular a woman or a man saying, "Hey, I'm not seeing evidence of this law in these conditions of my world because it's a cause and effect." It's like either you're not seeing the cause and effect of what's going on, or some people are not getting the cause and effect that other people thought that it was going to be. That's the southern law. So this is the family trying to see, hey, they ain't getting their cause and effect. That means the justice, or either the woman or the male are saying, hey, I'm not getting the cause and effect about the repercussions of what's going on because it's not working the way they thought. That's the magic of it. Creations. And these particular families seem like they both got magic. They know how to do it on both sides. And it seems like it's not working the way they think. And they thought that they was going to, and it's not working. Okay. All right. So this is what's here. So I was going to 2. I went straight to 11. So it's telling me this is real now about these family. High priest is the mystery. The mystery is hidden things of a priest or a priestess, that these are gifts. These are mysteries, and it's like always a good story, okay? But it's always something hidden behind it, though. It ain't always negative, but they're also positive, because some things you don't want to tell everybody about your gifts, but some people want to know who you are, how you know. You didn't go to school for that. Some people are self-taught and been gifted. Some things are not meant to be known, there you go, intelligently, but are meant to be experienced through the intuition. This card reminds me to trust that I have access to the higher wisdom and knowing when I tune in and trust my vibes. And this is a time when the mysteries will be revealed and I can grow as a result. Then I started with revealing it, about the revealing of it, and the remembering of a past for this collective, whoever that is in this energy of the environment of a family, of a son-in-law and families, blending or not to blend, or to cut ties, or to be the experience of the cause and effect in this world. Because either the other one is too much magic on both sides, and they trying to see which one is it working or not. It seems like the ass in, that mean the booty of the of the wealth of the booty. It seemed like either they stole it or they not getting the understanding about it. Because it seemed like somebody stole somebody's wealth here. They stole it, and the family is trying to cause the cause and effect about the energy, about the gifts that's been mystery. It's the mystery, intuition. Sometimes people will use you for your gifts that you have, and then you left with ass nothing. So either it was ass nothing or ass was collected by stolen booty. One of the two. And it's a high priest here. But this, to my understanding, the strength of this high priest, she got strength now. She got that. She has a heart that is red. That means that's some unconditional love right there. And she has a lamb. A lamb is a sheep. So letting you know that this particular one, she's very spiritual. She has white. The energy about it. You have to look at the person and what they wear, and that tells you already know that this particular one, she already have white on. So they let you know, and the lamb is white. So then you know that this particular one she's a spiritual, very spiritual, and she's a high priest. Okay, it tells you about what white is, pure meaning of spiritually. Tells you a lot. You know, we see a lot of people that wear black. It's because of hidden things that they wear black all the time. It's because of some hidden knowledge. You know, So this particular is also white. It's also is reflecting to be seen too, and not to be hidden. So she ain't got nothing to hide. Just be understanding about different colors. No, also the high priest has to do with green. So this particular one, the high priest is water, but also grounded too. Number two is intuition. So very heightened and enlightening. Okay. Now we got 11 and 2. 11 times 2 is 22. It has to do with master. Okay. 11 plus 2 would be 13. So also it can be to the point that it was a transformation going in between the high priest. She's changed. And breath has to do with breath because that is a part of a change of transformation. It has to do with air. Air has to do with that is Aquarius, Gemini, and also that it is, let's see, make sure I do it right. It is Aries, Gemini, and Libra. So that letting you know what's going on. So it's been transformed, and this is to be shown to know that that's happened. And if somebody change of a full journey, stop trying to come in between of a journey that has nothing to do with the family, because you came in one. You didn't come out the womb with everybody. You came from one individual, and that spirit was first. It had nothing to do with being with your family, but it has something to do with the mysteries of gifts. Intuition is intelligent, and everything changed. You have to just be all right and let a person be. You know, there's one thing about our people, all of the colors of rainbows. Okay, when it's time for a person to get off the breast or get off the bottle, or to be able to leave your parents and go to the next, let them go. Because all you're doing is cause problems in the whole family. You have to let it go. Because so they can make something who they are going to be, and it had nothing to do with that. You have to you got to cut those cords, because that's the only way for this to be separated. Because what I cause and effect, what we put in this world, you can't. That's their time where they can get their own good karma, and this ain't got nothing to do with what the other family. You know what I'm saying? This is about something that was good and cause effect from another person that receiving it. This is about time to cut cords into things. My understanding about this Fockers and cut it, because it's their time. Their time. Now let's go back into this. Now we got which is the king of air. See? Air got to do with Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Libra has to do with scales too. That's the balance of it. Okay? So king of air. So then I have here is a 9 of wands. 9 of wands. There it goes again. You know, this fire. That is Aries. That is Leo and Sagittarius. And see, that's a woman here. Now, but it is 9. 9 is the ending of stuff. So let's get understanding about this king of air and see what he's saying. Like I say, different of these pictures are different from every type of decks you have. Sometimes you may think it, but it's the person that is the artist on these tarot. In his creation too. See, when you magic is create, and it's different names of it. It's the fun, but understand about the function of it. The word is get you in trouble sometimes when you not do the work. You just know what somebody else told you. Sometimes that's how we get in trouble in the first place, because we don't do the part. The understanding of it. It's the studying of it. It is intelligent. It's the intellectual authority, reason over instinct, intelligent over passion, successful, negotiate, negotiant, and rules and law. I just wrote that and was talking about negotiating about these family. Okay, truth is everything. I think before I act. I worked in universal laws with clear intention. Do I see how the foundation of past affect the present or future? Now, in a 33, he's gonna give you that as a five. It's still about a priestess or a teacher right here. This is King Aaron. He's speaking. That is what he's saying. It's about the laws, practical and moral. Let me say this. You know, when sometimes you may have all these gifts and you may not have all. Like I say, you've been self-taught and not been taught from other ways or some things that you can pass down from other people. And it's all about gifts, right? But my understanding is the air communication and how what you're doing and their communication is coming this way and immoral. But when a person don't understand it about your 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 gifts and you deal with different guides, okay, maybe you did got some kind of confusion with a guide that caused problems and to the point was to put you in a position that you might been in a funk because of a guy that confused you of this family. Maybe something of that. Let's get on that. Remember, it's not a wands. Wands has to do with fire and air. That come, air and fire is gonna continually in fire with air. More communication, then more fire. It's like when you burn fire, more air, it's gonna make more what it is. That makes sense. But now it's just like this here. It is decisions on here. It's your decision whether you keep this up or let it go. But continually will not change the circumstance of the outcome. That's got something to do about your gifts. 9 and 1. So let's see what 9 and 1 is with that of decision. So you got discretion, joy, breath, and decision of a son-in-law of two families of siblings, family, children, and on both sides. So it seems like they got a problem. And at the end of the day, it says a decision is to be done. All right. Because either if somebody wants you to do something, and that's not the job that you were supposed to put in here, you're not supposed to. It's whatever you feel like you like to do. It's independent. It's time of age, so it's freedom. You have a job, and maybe your job is some people don't like it, but you ain't doing anything but be yourself, and some people don't like that. Some people don't like the way Sally walk. Sally Walk is 69 and it's talking about a chariot because 69 is sideways and 69 is side and the crab will do that. But if that's have to do how you drive your own car, then you got a problem with a king of air. Got a problem with that. So 9 of Wands, it says the determination and it's resilience. It's the resilience or resilience or defiance as a last defense. The final push, excitement for what's to come. Finding motivation in the face of the difficulties. So this particular lady, that this woman is fighting, and she's determined to what she's gonna do. She's gonna face it for whatever is the difficulties coming, because she's gonna stand, and she has her fire right there, and that is her staff. A staff is as a person is a staff, and it's got the light. And she got that light here, and she gonna stand, and she putting it right up here, up under him, just like, okay, we got the decision here. And she said, oh, okay, but I'm still gonna stand. So it's like I push beyond my own perceived limitations and I remain open and trusting as I do. Because it's faith. When you have faith and you trust and believe in yourself, you stand because you are already in the position. You put yourself in that position and you already know about your past and whatever the stuff with struggles that you went through and you came through that, you can do anything. As long as you got that, you remember that you went through a lot of things, you know what they do? Not a thing, and let them, other people that have the communication and keep on what they're doing because they're practical. Practical and morals. They got morals. Sometimes that's the doctrine. That's the doctrine of different things that people do. Because if they don't have a heart, they ain't got much. You ain't got no, if you don't have no heart, you ain't got a thing. All you got is doctrine. And just left with that. So you're dealing with somebody that is some type of Libra or Gemini. Let me make sure I want to do this right. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And you gonna stand. Decisions is up to is what she would like to do, regardless of the heir or who the king is doing that. Because at the end of the day, what's the purpose to have all these gifts and not to be hidden for? Why is to hide of the intuition and about the gifts in the first place and to be hidden? Then maybe it's the protect. That's the understanding about you. You really is you opening of a door of things of past, and some people of son-in-laws and family are not under. You're basically what you're doing is the remembering part that they don't like, because it's something that you need to understanding about the past of a son-in-law of, if this is spiritual, this could be divine or feminine or divine masculine, and a son of son-in-law and the families on both sides with these children. Maybe they had children and the children got a problem with the divine feminine or a divine or daughter-in-law, however, have a problem with the 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 feminine, divine feminine or divine masculine, because it seems like it's like a lot. It's got the devil, she, Capricorn, and Virgo page at 30. It says it's a page. These are insecure of pages of these siblings, and it seemed like these siblings have a problem with the high priest, because it seemed like she exposing everybody. And if a person don't want to be exposed, they sure is trying to put you where you're not able to open your mouth, so you can't see. Because intuition has to do with you see and what all your elements of five. Because the high priest is all the five is elements. I'm like, they don't want her out here to say a thing, because she can expose everything. Because that's how strong she is. She's gonna know. And like I said, it's about the emperor, the king, and the empress. So here you go. Empress, the emperor, high priest, and the king. This here is about the world, two families, magic, using creations, however they do. They doing all kinds of stuff, causing problems on each one. One is I'm just saying, she's just exposing all of it. Everybody. She putting everybody out here. Oh, something else, I tell you. But it says the change needs to be changed. So that means it has to do with your light and dark. Sometimes your best thing to do is keep your light and be light body. And let the dark Don't let the dark and the soul go in front of your spirit, because that's going to be a funk. And then you be still in the same mess. The understanding about both, to me, is they both are um, it's still like a dark, right? And it's a light and dark, but it is a spiritual thing. But understand it. Sometimes you can be so light you can't see. You need to know the other part of the hidden of the mystery of the past to remember who you really are and how you are, and you are a badass. How about that? And they didn't know how bad you were, or they just here to steal, so you don't get what was given back from the Saturn return and Jupiter return of all that time. It seemed like it's time for giving what was given, and the other one is like got a problem with the cause and effect because they were able to get it, and some people were not. They departed a judgment of cause and effect, and then it can confuse another person about their cause and effect. Y'all think the woman and the woman is the other side was really doing a whole lot, but it seemed like somebody was trying to steal it. Somehow they doing it and put you in a place and try to act like you're something wrong with you. What was the purpose? But let me tell you about cause and effect. When the children doing something against the parents, you know, it reminded me a couple years ago when I was reading it, and it was about the Most High go against the children. I didn't couldn't understand some of that, and I couldn't understand it when I read. And I do read. I read books. I do all kinds of things. It's not just the Bible. I read, and but this particular one, it was about the cause and effect about the children when they're not doing their job. And if you're a mother, and if you're a mama, then you're dealing with your children. And when the children is acting a certain kind of way, then it cause an effect with the parent. Then a parent, one thing about a mother, she always know. She gonna always know. But if you using other people that come against somebody came in between of you and your children and cause problems and throw the mother off, and how they do that is your family. Could be a son-in-law or soon to be law or somebody in between to cause problems, so the mother will throw off and put her in a predicament as a dry, as a widow. And this widow, I looked on the Fokker. Fokker has to do with 383 if that resonates to somebody that has a available from the last name Fokker. It's a window into their day, to day life. It's a window into the senses of records can tell you where and how your ancestors worked. There is a level of education. Also, it says a veteran status and more. There are 165 immigration of records available for the last name of Fokker, and the name is Smith. That's the number one name is called Smith. If that resonates to somebody, tell you something about a person that did some type of Smith, different metals and different things of past. So if that resonate of son-in-laws or the other family and siblings, family cousins or whatever. So now you see that this got to do with two families. Blended has problems with the intuition of the high priest, but these people are is an empress, emperor, high priest, and king of air, and that is all about this family here. One side is, if I put it a split house, this is about telling you know it's about the woman, it's the other family, and the other one here is the high priest and the king air. And all of this got a whole lot to do about these two people. If you pay attention, they're connected with the color. So those 7 and 4, that is the same thing. It's grounded, it's all together. But these other one's green and blue. And to understand it, it's trying to understand it about this particular of this family. But they different. Kind of remind me of that movie on Netflix where it had I forgot the name of it. It's called Damsel. And Damsel has to do with a whole lot of empress and become up under the king. She was an empress. So she was the queen. And all of the damsel is has to do with the deer. Deer is the feminine thing, and that up under there, some people were sacrifice, what they call a sacrificial lamb, and that is where the kings were putting the women, the children, because they didn't have the gold or they didn't have the wealth, and some of them was sacrificing them, or either putting them as in a blended in a family in order to do things. So it's a lot going on here. The energy is here. It's telling me. So let's see anything else on here on this particular one, and I'm gonna end with this. I'm gonna give some meditation and advice on this. So, like I said, it says here, it is advice. It says, don't go off the deep end. Ground yourself. Try to be more accepting and less touchy. And a quiet confidence lessens your need to be proved yourself. So this means this got to do with confidence and lessons you need to prove yourself. So the confidence is mean build yourself up of your confidence of knowing of this intuition about the gifts that it was given, and understand it and be all right. And you don't need approval to nobody else about yourself, about what you do. And you don't have to tell them nothing. The highest form of control is knowing when is to let go. Just let it go. And number two on that. And that's giving you a powerful and inspiring, exciting. But it also has on the weakness as illusional and prone and overly emotional, power fixated. So sometimes you, like when you let go is a falling part. When you leave them alone, they're gonna fall anyway. Because the purpose is to keep you negative. And that is a dead thing. And it's going to fall anyway. Those P's, the power is number 16. Remember, if the power is going down, it's going down to D. D means death. That makes sense? If the power is number 16, it's a tower. Now, 9 out of 10, when you go down, that power is going to go all the way down. It's going to be down or go down to death. It means something dead. 1 or 2 if that resonates to somebody. Because power in the wrong hands cause problems in the whole family and the cause effect. And guess what happened? They all fall down. Well, that's particular about this. Grown folks versus young folks. I think I put an in there, but it's the same thing. So that's the background. And so the purpose is, if you done got up so high, you sure gonna get brought back down to the earth until you get to understand it. But if you're gonna keep on hurting other people, that's what comes with it. Understand how people with knowledge and serpent seed know how to use to play on another person because you got a little something. But these people have got a lot of knowing to put you in a position, so they feel like you might not, the position shouldn't be played on their ground, if that makes sense, or on their chest, on a R square. Because it seemed like it was black and white, and black and white gonna tell you all the information. It's light and dark. You need both to understand it. A high priest gonna know, and that's the part of it for us to understand about both. Not just to say light. They both for energy, and you can use it to bring as a positive instead of a death in your mouth. And that is all. Y'all have a wonderful day.